Wow, am I live? Check the video resolution. Okay. I have no idea if I'm live or not. So, congratulations to me. Somebody can tell me anything. If there is anybody out there, doesn't matter. But if there's anybody out there, I would really appreciate it if you could tell me that, this is working basically. Two concurrent viewers. Okay. Somebody's probably watching and enjoy. So it's been a while. I haven't uploaded anything in few, I don't know, weeks, a month and a half, maybe. I have no idea. And I have some new things. And I thought, why the hell not? Just do it live. And so we'll start with something that is quite fresh. This is something that is playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. It's the Black Sun Ensemble. Oh, hello. Oh, there are some people out there. Oh, hey, Tutaro. Hey, you alright? So, I'm playing this. The Black Sun Ensemble. They are from the US. I don't remember the details though. Are they from the US? I think so, yeah. I honestly do not remember any details about this other than the fact that I had it in the want list at some point, I forgot about it, then it came back to me and I wanted to find a copy and I did. Originals are quite rare because this was like a very limited press in 1985, and this is a reissue from 2018, which is a limited press in itself, and it goes for some money. I mean, it's not cheap, I would say. But I did find a copy that is, it's a good price, and you can hear it in the background. Yeah, it's really good. I'm really happy that I got it. So, anyway, this is the first record from a batch of records that I got from Germany. Now, as I said, this is live. I just press play and just, whatever happens. So I'm usually really bad with information anyway about records, so you're used to it anyway. This is another one that has been on the want list for a while. This is Land of Kush, K-U-S, Land of Kush. The name of this album is called Against the Day. Oops. Hang on. Need to do the song and dance. It's a song and dance of flipping a record on a turntable with a clamp. There you go. So, what was I saying? Oh yes, Land of Kush. So this is out from Constellation Records in Canada. Constellation Records, they've done like Godspeed You Black Emperor, I don't know, One Speed Bike, I don't know, all these Constellation bands. This one is a side project, another band, I don't know what it is, how to call it, from a guy called Sam Salabi. He is doing a lot of Eastern themed stuff, so now this is if memory serves me right. Let's see if I am correct anyway. I don't know if the background music is oh, hello guys. Yeah, it's Sam Salabi. Yeah, It is some Salabi, and you can find this for a very fair price. It is psychedelic. It's very Eastern themed. It has a killer song, which I don't remember which one it is, but just on the strength of that one, I've bought the whole album. And you know what? It's not very expensive anyway. I mean, why the hell not? Why the hell not? And from the same seller, I could get 3 albums with the same shipping. So I got this one, which is Jung Woo Shore Leave. This is from I don't remember. Yeah, 1987. This is from 1987. And now let me see if I can remember why I bought this. This is a side project from. Oh Lord, this is embarrassing. That's what happens. You have no preparation. You should be like, I should be like Fred. Oh yeah, this is like from this person. He's a Pisces, and he likes to mow the lawn every Saturday because that's his best day for that. I don't know. I mean, it is a side project from another band from that time. I won't say it's affiliated with the Feelies, but I can't remember. Sorry. I think it's from that area anyway. Now, here's another one which I will give you a lot of information on because it has a hype sticker. So this is Bamboo by Minoru Muraoka. Now this is considered to be a holy grail of Japanese jazz and spiritual jazz and all that kind of stuff. It was reissued a couple of years ago, and that's when it came onto my radar. And it's I wasn't quick enough basically. I didn't manage to get a copy, and then they disappeared and they were very expensive. I think that they were from this French label. I'm terrible. It's Monday, guys, and anyway, doesn't matter. It was from that French reissue label whose name I cannot remember right now. It's not We Release Whatever the Fuck We Want. It's the other one, which has a record shop. And copies were gone, very expensive. You cannot find it, you cannot buy it. So I just gave up on it. However, Mr. Bongo are very nice to reissue it for very reasonable price, and it's a nice packaging. Not as nice as the other one that had an obi strip and all that kind of stuff. But Mr. Bongo always do a very decent job. The music here it has a lot of covers, like Take 5, House of the Rising Sun, Scarborough Fair, and these kinds of things. That was part of the reason why I didn't buy it first time. Superfly, correct. Yes, Superfly, that's the one. So that's the reason why I didn't buy it. It was like I already had bought at that time quite a few things. It's like, oh damn, should I get this? That kind of thing. It happens, right? And because it didn't have a lot of original material, I was like, yeah, well, whatever, leave it. Gone. But if it's good, it will come up again. That's a certainty. So all you guys that have maybe missed out on some issue or limited edition or whatever, if it's any good, it will come up again. And this is one of them basically. So yeah, it is covers, but it has that flute, and the songs, but it's really nice. I mean, it's a classic for a reason. Yeah. Klimt also is doing the same thing. I think there is like a US label that does a reissue, and then Klimt does another reissue for Europe or whatever, and you can find either copies, either the US or the European copy, at least in Europe. And it's they release it like a month later or something like that, like Glass Peak Games from can't remember the name. Sorry, it's Monday. So, um, changing the the pace a bit. This is a recent find. Well, discovery. Discovery is the correct word. I have been I've been going through a very weird phase where I've been listening to a lot of Susie and the Banshees, and then I have been listening to a lot of Fugazi, and then I have been listening to a lot of new wave of traditional heavy metal bands, which I will show at another episode, I guess. Uh, but in between all that, I come up uh, with this one. So this is, I didn't come up with it, I just came across it. That is the right thing to say. Amel and the Sniffers. They're from Australia, and you can see the cover. I mean, yeah, it is pretty much, it sounds pretty much like it looks. It's short, sharp punk, and it's really good. It's exciting. It's fun. I mean, if they play in London, I'm definitely going to go and see them. I mean, they're really good. It's out on Rough Trade. I think it was released maybe a few weeks back, maybe a month back. It's not that that old of a release, so check them out. Amel and the Sniffers. If you're into punk, yeah, you're gonna love it. You're going to love it. What else have we got here? These are some things that I have pulled out, listened to. Oh yeah. Sleep. Can't go wrong. Hey, Roger, you alright? So, Sleep. No surprises there. Everybody knows this album that should know about it. It's a very good album. I was thinking about buying it. I had the files. I had the FLAC files. I was listening to it, and I found it in record shops a bit on the expensive side. I was a bit hesitant. I was like, nah, leave it. I will get it at some later point. And one day I log into Amazon to get something completely non-music related, and I see this one for £13. You know, can't go wrong, can you? And yeah, I just got a copy. I don't think that requires any kind of introduction, really. I mean, yeah, and it kept being cheap. Here's some pro tip for you guys. Amazon has a very weird policy when it comes to records. So the record usually is very cheap when it first comes. Well, it's the normal price when it comes out, cheaper than your local record shop. As they have fewer and fewer you punk as they sell out, the price increases. At some point, if they have very limited stock, they just put the price up to a ridiculous level. Like, you see records like £35, £40, whatever. Don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Just wait. Put it in your shopping cart. Save for later. Just go and check it every now and again. And you will see that the price goes up and down all the time. And after a while, you know what a good price is, and just buy it then. Man, I don't know. You don't like the new Sleep album? I don't know. Yeah, it's not the monolithic album that Dope Smoker is, which is like 60 minutes of straight. So it's a psychedelic experience, really. It's more song based, obviously, but man, I mean, that first song. What is it? marijuana not theme, you know, that is a good way to get you started, man. I mean, I don't know. It's a good album, I think. Give it another go. Sometimes you have like a different expectation. I think that's what happens is that you go in with a very specific expectation because you love the previous album a lot, and then you hear the new one, which is slightly different, and you're kind of disappointed, but it just needs to grow on you. Uh, oh, you know what? Fu Manchu, now that you mentioned them, I uh, have this album. This is a funny one. So I got this used, I think for a fiver, and I have another copy which I bought back in when it was released, 96, 97. I have um, the paper one, a much better one, and I swear that I think I had the vinyl as well. Yeah, do give it another go. I swear I had the vinyl. Every year I go. Well, I haven't been back in Greece for a while now, but every time I go back, I go through my record collection trying to find this album. I don't know. Maybe it's in my mind. Maybe I'm going crazy. But I swear I had it on vinyl. Yeah, yeah. This is really good. I like the other one as well, which is what's it called? See, old age, guys, old age. That's what happens. You listen to a lot of rock and roll, and you grow old. It's gone. It's gone. Anyway, that's a CD for you. CDs. Yes. Now this is another CD, but stay with me. The only reason why, well, the only reason, one of the reasons why I bought it is, the reason why I bought a CD was because there is no vinyl for it. And this is another discovery of mine in the last 3-4 months, I would say. And when I first heard it, I didn't see it. I heard it via Spotify. It was like, this is like 1993. It came out in 1993. I was listening to it with somebody else, and they were like, "Oh, when did that come out?" Well, with a lot of certainty, I was like, "Yeah. It must be like 93, 95. It sounds like Pavement. I don't know. It sounds like a few things." And shock and surprise, this is from 2005. What, you might ask? It's this one, Hudson Bell. It's called When the Sun is the Moon, 2005. And yes, it is 11 years later. Now, if you're into indie, or were into indie as I was back in the day, I mean, I was listening to Afghan Wigs and Sonic Youth and Pavement, and all those more popular indie bands like Pavement. You're gonna love this. Now, it has an overdriven guitar, which kinda reminds you a little bit of. It has a Bardo Pond feeling to it, to the sound. It doesn't. It's not like Bardo Pond. It's not that sprawling sound of distortion and all that. It has a lot of distortion. It has a lot of overdriven guitar, but it's indie to the core, and I've enjoyed this album like hell. Really, really good. Highly, highly recommended. Shame they haven't released it on vinyl, to be honest. Oh, I have some comments here. How you, it's impossible. Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. The worst thing about losing records in the collection is because I'm using IKEA shelves, right? So one of them will go a little bit further behind, because I haven't put anything to stop them and be all, stacked up, basically. So one of them will just slip a little bit further back, and you will go through the same row and say, but I'm sure it's there. Yes, it is. I looked it up like, a month ago, or like it's probably like 6 months ago or 8 months ago, between us. You know how it is. It's like, you just get new stuff, you listen to the new stuff, and then you put it in there, and it just goes in the back, poof, gone. Yeah. So that's how it is. Anyway, Hudson Bell, really, really good. Highly recommend it. Do check it out. Well, if you're into indie, really. It's good rock music, to be honest. I was watching YouTube the other day, and oh god, this is going to be embarrassing. What's his name now? Anyway, if you know what I'm... Oh, what's that? Yeah. Come on. Anyway, a guy that has been on the vinyl community for a while, and he shows like really, really cool stuff. I mean, he shows everything that I would... If we were at the same record shop and they only had like one copy of each, then we would be fighting each other basically, because we would be buying the same things. And he was showing, I'm really ashamed to say that I forgot his name right now, it's slipping my mind. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And he was showing some psychedelic records, and one of them was this one, Puba, Let Me In, which is psych garage kind of fuzzy, scuzzy, whatever you want to call it. It's from, when was it? Originally released back in the day, back in the 70s basically. 70s, I don't know, private press, blah blah blah, all that kind of good stuff. Was reissued in 2010, and I had it in the want list for a while. Same story, like then it got sold out, and then I forgot about it. But then he showed it, I was like, oh yeah, I wanted that one, and but I couldn't find it because it was too expensive. And then I did another search, and there it was for a good price, and I picked up a copy. So there you go. This is a reissue from a label that I don't know, Ripple Music, 2010. Check it out, it's really good. I've shown you this one. Yeah, Easter Monkeys. Yeah, I've shown this. It's really good. No, this is stuff that I've shown. Yeah. Oh, my overflow. Everything's gonna fall over. Okay, right. How am I going to do this? Oh, yes. Alright, I won't show these because I will do a special, a metal special. And I can show you guys this. Yep. So I think I mentioned that I had an order placed back in November, and I was waiting for it to come through, and it just took forever, and I eventually got it in January. Yeah, no, it's like a big bummer. But anyway, no, not this one, nor this one, nor this one, these ones. No, not these ones. What the hell? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter? No, it doesn't matter. So anyway, I usually put them in batches, like I know that this is a batch, and there's like boom, batch. What's your favorite Pavement album? So the early ones for sure. Crooked Rain, I think. although the first couple plus the 10-inch that they released was really good. Yeah, Crooked Rain. I still remember buying it, going out and buying it, and I was so excited. It was amazing. It was like, oh, and I would listen to it all day long. It was unbelievable. Really good. I have I have in Greece. I have the version, the UK version that has a 7-inch. So it was the first press, the limited one. And yeah, I'm happy to have that one. At the time, I wanted to have the US press, but I couldn't find one. So anyway, so from well, for me it came to me in January. I ordered this one in November. Knirsch, Knirsch. This is sounds like Russian. Oh, Dashpazha, Knirsch. Ah, I don't know any other Russian, so yeah, I cannot even make a shit impression of it. Yeah, so this is Wolfgang Downer and with Larry Coryell and John Heisman, Heisman, whom I don't know. Maybe I should. I am very embarrassed to say that I don't know that guy. I do know Larry Coryell though. So this is one of his etc. releases, and this is not the most well known. The one with the two guys, the one that looks like he's smoking a doobie. That's the one that is usually shown, like a lot of people know about. But this is equally good. I don't think that one had Larry Coryell. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this is sort of classic, I guess. Here's hmm, song and dance. Change the record. That's the problem with records. You cannot rely on them to play in the background. You need to change them. Why don't they come up with some new technology where music just keeps on playing on and on? Ah. You have to change sides, and they get dirty, and then you have to dust them and all that kind of stuff. Right, so what should we put on? Should we put on something? I don't know. Something, if anything, it should be something that is easygoing, easy to the ear. And I have just the thing. Ill-considered. I think that this one is the first Ill-considered LP. So if you don't know Ill-considered, if you haven't heard them, it's a good idea to have them in mind. UK band. It's out of. Very funny because I was bitching about it like a few years back that you know what, old jazz is the same. There's nothing new. Wait. I was bitching about it, and I was saying that there is nothing new in jazz these days. Everybody that's into jazz just listen to stuff that's 50 years old, 60 years old by this time. So yeah, and it seems that there has been a renaissance, and there's like loads of specifically spiritual jazz coming out from the UK, and obviously there are bands from the US as well, and there have been some very interesting releases, and not only spiritual jazz but some free stuff as well. Hang on one second. Yeah, I think that this is probably going to be a little bit better. There have been some, so I will. I'm not. I'm not showing any of these. I will show you some of the jazz releases that I think are noteworthy. Okay, so Nope, nope. So, Kaya Craven, I probably know about this one, Universal Beings. This is a very good label, by the way, International Anthem. And the ones that I'm going to be showing now are going to be from International Anthem. Obviously, obvs goes without saying, and yadi bloody blah. You know, Sons of Kemet, your queen's a reptile. No. Old age and Monday. You know that combination is not very good. So yeah. So these are some of the ones that you should have. I think. Let me find this. Ah, there you go. That was easy. That was very, very easy indeed. So yeah, this is Jamie Branch. She's a trumpet player from the States, and she released this album. I can't remember. Fly or Die, and I saw her live perform this. This is a really good spiritual jazz album. Really, really, really good. Check it out. And oh, this is a yeah. Oh, there's one more I want to show. Bear with me. I will be with you momentarily. Oh, some more jazz. Yeah, modern jazz. It's not what I wanted to show you. That's the thing. You cannot find it. When you want to find it, you cannot find it. When you don't want to find it, it's just always right there in front of you. It's like, no, I don't want that. I want the other one. Yeah, like, I've probably seen this quite a bit. And no. Am I crazy? Am I imagining things? This is... Oh, jeez. Mashing, no. Okay, this is getting boring. Sorry, I'm boring you guys. Yeah. Was it the one that I wanted to show? I think so. I'm drawing a blank right now. Then I saw Jamie Branch perform. Oh, hello! How are you? We're gonna tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. Big Thief. Yeah, I do like them. I saw them live in, when was it? 93 in Greece. They played like a gig, like it was like out of nowhere, really. And yeah, that was really good. That was really good. I have the one that has like the rounds. I can remember the cover. I cannot remember the title. Not Bridgehole, Cosmic Language. This out on Jazzman Records. Wildflower. I don't know which one. Another one of those spiritual ones that are really, really good. Worth checking out. Combination, the new sound of London jazz. So if you want, you get every single one of them. And all of them, I think, have released albums. So Maisha, Ezra Collective, Moses Boyd, I'm not sure, Tion Cross, Nubia Garcia, Sobaka Hudson's for sure. Yeah. 2017. This is like 2 years old. I cannot believe it. Wow, yeah, killer comp, by the way. And yeah, and this. Sorry, I need to check this out. This is, if memory serves me right, because I haven't listened to it in a while. This is like spoken word, kind of black power, kind of free jazz situation. So let's see if I've lost it completely or if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is the this is the stream where I completely break down. The facade of normality just erodes. Ta, ta, ta. Okay, come on. There we go. That's what happens when you don't prepare anything. You don't. I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh yeah, well, you know what? I'll do a stream. Why the hell not? Embarrass myself in front of whoever is watching. And thank you, by the way, all the people that are watching. If the stream is still live, which I think it is. Hello. What's spinning? What's spinning is Irreversible Entanglements. It's a UK band. Yes, yes, it's More Mother is a side project from More Mother, which is also really good, and which I haven't bought. So anyway, yeah, we went into jazz. I don't know why. I don't remember what was the path that led us here, but anyway. So yeah, I was talking about a batch of records that I got in January, but I had ordered in November. So this has a stamp on it, a VC stamp, very very strong VC stamp, and it's Quasar. The first time I saw this album was Fred showed it, and I could find copies that were like not very expensive, but like on average, because it was originally like a private press in Australia, so only Australian copies, and everything that popped up here, or this part of the world, it was a slightly more expensive than what you would find in Australia, I would guess. But it has been reissued, and this is an interesting one because you I don't know how to exactly describe it. It's not exactly rock music. It's not exactly electronic music. And again, just from memory, um, it's a it's a weird kind of experimental private press record. A record that nobody else would risk it to actually release it properly. And yeah, so thanks Fred for showing this one. What else have we got? Yeah, from that batch I got this one as well. So Rhythm Contemporaire from, who's a guy? Janko Nilovic. And this is a very good library recording. Very big orchestra pieces and like very very epic, very kind of not epic but very funky, really good, very enjoyable, and yeah, it's really cool. This is killer. This is a series of reissues that who's done that? Brock Records, and there's quite a few of them. This is one of the better ones in my opinion. Release from Japanese jazz. Do I need to say anything about this? It's really nice, smooth jazz. If you want to drink your whiskey and like, oh yeah, sip my whiskey and I will, you know, put the vinyl on. I don't know, smoke a cigar. This is the kind of music that you want to put on. It's not aggressive. It's like very smooth, very cool, very calm, very Japanese in the sense that it's like very accurate. Everything's like it's perfect. Sounds really good. You're very happy with the way that your stereo sounds and all that. And yeah, it is a nice album. It doesn't have that edge though. I prefer when music has a bit of an edge. It has a little bit of some right angles, a little bit of roughness kind of thing. This doesn't have that. It's really nice, but it's I don't know. I mean, not everybody likes the same things. A reissue from 2016, I want to say. Yeah, 2016, I remember correctly. Two Wawa Records reissued two albums from these guys, Baba Yaga, and this is the second one. There's another one which is green, I think. The other one's a little bit better. It's a psychedelic, krautrock, whatever have you. Let's read the hype sticker. I haven't read the hype sticker, by the way. It doesn't say anything ridiculous. Nothing ridiculous. It says, Ingo Werner formed Baba Yaga, named after the Slavic folklore character in this new adventure, blah blah blah, plays electric piano, mellotron, synthesizer, la la la. Yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, jazzy influences, heavy psych, cosmic avant-garde atmospheres. Ooh, yeah. I prefer the other one, but it's a good one to have as well. This is a bizarre one. This is Hugh Maya. I don't know. When I first came across this, one of these guys was eventually turned up to be part of Pereubu. This is a lot before Pereubu and sounds nothing like Pereubu. And this is like very heavy psychedelic stuff. I don't know if this has been released ever before. I cannot remember if that is the case. Studio and live record. Never before released. Yeah, basically never before released. There you go. Yeah, it's from Cleveland, 1972, 1973, and it's heavy psych. It's trippy. There are there are songs that are like really, very nice and very flowy, and then there are like more, like diffuse kind of things happening. Yeah, it's an interesting album to have, just for historical reasons, I guess, as well. What else? How long have I been streaming for? I don't know. Does it say anywhere? 47 minutes. Jesus. Okay. Oh yeah. And I also got this one. Is Outer National Sounds. I think they have been releasing some spiritual jazz stuff. Yeah, this is Creative Arts Ensemble, One Step Out, Private Press from I don't know where, and Horace Tapscott is playing here as well. And yeah, it's really good. And if you're like me, you see these albums and you're like, I want to buy them all. And some of them you do, and some of them you don't. This is one of the ones that I did. And I don't have much to say about it other than it's spiritual jazz, and it does what it says on the tin, and it's Horace Tapscott, and it's quite good. And there have been a few. There's been a triple LP from Horace Tapscott that came out recently, and I want to get that one as well. Anyway, I think that I will leave you here now because I've been streaming for 47 minutes. I don't know if that is too long or too short, but it is what it is. I played you some music. I hope that you could hear it. I hope that you enjoyed. Just in case you are wondering what we are listening to now, it's... where is it? Because I wanted to show it to you as well. It's a reversible there you go. Reversible entanglements. Fiery, politicized spiritual jazz. Spoken word, you know, good shit. Anyway, good to see you guys. Hope you enjoyed this stream. I hope that it worked. And yeah, I will see you around. I have some other stuff that I can pull out and show because I haven't shown a lot. There's other things as well. As per usual, you know, like the stream if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, leave a comment, and we'll see you around. Have a lovely Monday evening, and enjoy the rest of the week.